This is apisica. In the unlikely event that you know what that word means, you can decide if the statement was true or not. Let me save you the drama and tell you what the word means. It means cat. Is this an absolute truth? No, it's an empirical truth, meaning it's observable, measurable, and based on previous experiences, I can definitely define this small creature as a cat. This is a cat. Is this an absolute truth? Again, it's not. I would call this a convenient truth. Maybe I want for this cat to be real. This convenient truth, it's based on emotions and needs. It's the type of truth religious people cling to when they want to be right.
Stop! Blasphemer!
In this video, we will tackle the notion of truth, its implication, and what other great minds said about it. So let's dive right in. Okay, maybe not like that. Ever since human beings developed cognitive abilities, we have asked big questions like, is there something higher than us? What's the meaning of life? Or what is truth? Now, you might ask yourself, what gives me the right to claim that I have the truth? Why do I think that what I'm saying is true? The answer to these questions is simple. I don't have the truth. All I have is credible plausibility. What is credible plausibility, you must ask? It's a way of dealing with reality by gathering as much evidence as you possibly can, even if you have to counter your own biases. Going back some 2,400 years in ancient Greece to some of the roots of philosophy, we find ourselves in the company of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. They believed that knowledge is different from beliefs or opinions. They thought that knowledge refers to that about which one cannot be wrong. It is universal, decisive, and certain, therefore absolute and true. This vision of knowledge and of truth dominated Western philosophy and science ever since. Now, on the other side of the argument, the sophists, led by Protagoras and Gorgias, names not well known even these days, they thought that knowledge was a particular kind of beliefs that are most actively held in a community or a society at a given time, and has a certain context within which it can be said to be right or wrong, so it can be universal. For centuries, mankind believed that the sun orbited around the earth, and that was a recorded fact, relative to their understanding of reality, and therefore it was accepted as an absolute truth. There are truths that seem absolute to many, but are in fact relative. Let's look at 2 plus 2 being 4. Is this true? Only in its mathematical statement, and if we operate at a base 5 or greater. It's totally untrue in binary, in fact it's pointless. Is pi 3.14159 and so on? Obviously not, since it's an irrational number, but it's true in the sense that it's accurate enough for use. In quantum mechanics, for instance, things can get weird really fast. Cats being dead and alive in the same time, quantum entanglement, light behaving as a wave and a particle. Niels Bohr said, "Your theory is crazy, but it's not crazy enough to be true." In the double slit experiment, an electron traveling through the slit, observe it and it behaves as a particle. Don't observe it and it behaves like a wave. That is the scientific definition of a subjective experience. The opposite of a correct statement is a false statement, but the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth. There might be an absolute truth in the fabric of our own universe, but we will never know it. We are confined to limited perspectives. We experience a tiny fraction of reality, and often enough our mental faculties and our senses are not on our side. We could gaze long enough into this truth, but the truth will not gaze back into us. Humans tend to believe that the discovery of truth is a pleasurable process, and the more truths we discover, the better. I was the first to discover the truth by being the first to experience lies as lies. Nietzsche believed that the discovery of truth is not a nice process, but a process that can lead to despair and the degeneration of the human race. Based on Nietzsche's belief that convictions are more dangerous enemies of truth than lies, he encouraged a method of attaining knowledge called experimentalism. Through this method, he attacked even the most sacred convictions. Applying the experimentalism advocated by Nietzsche, it requires for someone to become his own greatest critic. The claim that truth is found and that ignorance and error are at end is one of the most potent seductions there is. Supposing it is believed, then the will to examination, investigation, caution, experiment is paralyzed. Truth is therefore more faithful than error and ignorance, because it cuts off the forces that work toward enlightenment and knowledge. The ability to change our beliefs and attacking the so-called truths we believe is a unique and precious capacity of the human mind, and it must be continually exercised to prevent atrophy. Nietzsche contrasted the man of faith and the skeptic. A mind that aspires to great things is necessarily skeptical, and the need for faith for anything unconditional in yes and no is a proof of weakness. In 1865, Nietzsche wrote a letter to his sister in which he said, "If you wish to seek peace of mind and happiness, then believe. If you wish to be a disciple of truth, then investigate." For those who embraced one of the many religions of the world, the answer is self-evident. For the rest of us who are aware that we have questions that can be answered and not answers that can be questioned, the mystery continues. Would like to end this video with a quote that I think is true, or at least perspectively true. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget hitting that subscribe button. Knowing that I could be wrong, I would love to hear your opinion on what you perceive to be true.